Hello to all you Aries people. This is your monthly horoscope for February of 2021. And that's a very short, concise, hopefully very precise video for Aries people about what's going on in the sky with the planets. And there are two major things that I want to talk about. First of all, of course, the Mercury retrograde that started on the 31st of January in the sign of Aquarius, which is your 11th house. Then a whole bunch of planets, at a certain moment, even six planets in Aquarius. Six, that is an overdose, so to speak, in your 11th house. And including the Uranus-Saturn square for the first time in February. In a series, we're going to have this 3 times this year. And so what's it all about? It's very simple. There is an you could say, a very shiny light on your 11th house. And the 11th house in Aquarius is energy. Certainly with the Mercury retrograde going on there, it's an energy of the future. It's an energy and a house of objectives for the future. I know this would have been very convenient in January, but it's actually happening in February for you. That the Mercury, which is the planet of communication, going backwards and forwards there in your 11th house, is all about you standing still, reassessing your goals and your objectives. So that's what you're going to do primarily. In general, of course, these are general horoscopes, remember. But that is very important. And the Mercury goes direct again on the 22nd of February at 11 degrees. So it goes backwards at 26 degrees of Aquarius, then 11 degrees. Is this a bad or a good Mercury retrograde? I don't like to name it like that, but Aquarius is a sign that goes well with Aries. So normally it should be a very nice retrograde for you in the 11th house. The 11th house is not only goals, it's also, when you work for yourself, it's also money. I remember when there is a lot of activity in the 11th house, and especially with the Mercury going backwards and forwards, it means that it can mean money coming in for you, more money coming in for you. And over a longer period of time, because of this Mercury retrograde, more clients from coming back to you, but also attracting more activity there. So it's a very social house. So also it represents friends and groups of people. So you could be reconnecting with friends, whether that is through the internet or in real life. But it's a very social month for you, very social. And also because it's not only the Mercury retrograde, it's also Venus going to be there, Mercury retrograde there, also Jupiter, Saturn, so a whole bunch of planets, and especially the Venus, Mercury, Jupiter together, they're going to be very close. There can be something very positive considering a friend, maybe even a friend becomes more. When you're single, for instance, it's a good time that it could be really happening for you that a friend becomes more, or you're rethinking the connection. But there is definitely a lovely, friendly connection there with all this energy, even when it's Saturn that is there. And Saturn is when it would be Saturn alone in your 11th house, it's a lot about closing up, and it's about not being that social. But there are so many other energies there that are the opposite, that it balances out a little bit. So it's serious relationships because of the Saturn, yeah, but also very expansive, very maybe people from abroad, because that is represented by Jupiter as well. Now, let's talk about the main thing, which is Uranus-Saturn square. So it happens 3 times, once in June, once in December, and also in February, the first time, so at around and about the 17th of February, where you're gonna have a new moon, just had a new moon there in you could say in Aquarius on the 11th, in the 11th house again. So new beginnings, new start, new moons is also about new beginnings, new starts, endings, new beginnings, and so on. But what does it mean, this Uranus square Saturn? I know that a lot of astrologers will talk about this, and that's good, because it's the main thing that's going to happen for the whole year when it comes to the big planets. But for you, as I said, this Saturn is in your 11th house, which goes well with your energy. So this is not so negative for you. Yes, Uranus is in an earth sign. That doesn't really match with your sign, okay? But this square is all about the old and the new. It's all about, I want something new, but I also want to stick to the old. So it's a clash. And it's because a square is very tense energy. And the first time that this aspect is exact, which is going to be now around February, for the whole month, you will feel it. You will feel for the first time really this tension of expansion and of freedom and of I want to do something new, which is represented by Uranus in your second house, of income and of self-worth and of talents. Also the food that you take in. So definitely Uranus is further away than Saturn. So it clashes with Saturn in your 11th house. So what does it mean? It mean who's going to win, right? Ultimately, it's always, I've seen it times and times again. I'm not someone who just uses the old astrology like up until Saturn and then all the rest doesn't exist. That's not true. I respect the classical astrology, but also the new planets. Uranus is further away than Saturn, and I've seen it time and time again. Uranus is where we need to go. But with Saturn there clashing, it means that we need to go there slowly. So that's basically it. You in particular, Aries people, you want to go towards more freedom financially. Uranus in the second house is about freedom on a financial level. And it's so important nowadays, isn't it? To feel less stress, basically. And but you could be having stress, which is Saturn, in your 11th house, in thinking about how you're going to do it, your goals, your objectives, and the people that are around you, how you're going to do it. So it kind of clashes a little bit like that. But this clash is not bad, because otherwise we would go maybe over the top. We would take risks, which is Uranus in itself. It wants to burn bridges if it has to, because it's so bored of being in a rut, right? So actually, I want you to look at, I know that a lot of people say that I'm a positive astrologer, but it's not just to be positive and neglect no, it's because it's the best way to do it in the most enjoyable way. And Uranus in a square to Saturn, I really love that aspect. When I had that aspect going on personal planets, I made the biggest decisions of my life. So also for you, the biggest decisions of your life, it's not going to be, because it's not in cardinal houses, your cardinal sign, but it's in your second house. So there are going to be Uranus in your second house shows here now, hey, look, I want to do something different. I want change in my income. I want change in my self-worth. And the friends and the goals and the objectives are involved here, but also are going to slow you down. So, and that is good. Respect it. So, in other words, what is the best attitude for Aries people? Because Aries in general wants to go, go, go. Whether it is your moon in Aries, your sun in Aries, your ascendant in Aries. Of course, you're not just Aries, but Aries wants to go. And the thing is, if you are a go-getter, if you say, yeah, I'm typical Aries, I'm a go-getter, I would suggest you to slow down, to have your goals, yes, and see if they are aligned with the divine, with the universe, so to speak, and just take little steps. That's Saturn. Take little steps in your objectives, plan it out very well. You're going to have expansion because Jupiter is there as well, with all this Venus, Mercury and whatnot. So you're going to get there, but take it slow. Take it slow. Don't go too fast. You know, the fire needs to be able to be burning without you giving it a lot of, you know, putting a lots of logs on the fire. Don't do that, right? So because otherwise it will, you know, because of the energies. The energies is, the weather forecast is simple. It's yeah, breakthroughs for sure, but slow. That's it, you know. You don't have to spend hours and hours talking about it. That's the energy for you. And you are going towards personal financial freedom and freedom around your self-worth. If you are an Aries who's got, like, for instance, the moon in Taurus, or, you know, more the gentle personality, if you are someone who is not a go-getter, then I would say welcome this energy. Don't run away from it. Don't run if you feel that things are coming towards you and they have to do with your income, maybe a different way of earning income. Don't run away from it. Take little steps. You see, then it's the other way around. You see how personal horoscopes are and how difficult it is to put this in a 5-minute video. I'm already over 11. I'm going to stop here. But that's it. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. And I'm sure you're going to do well, dear Aries people. It's a lovely month for Aries people. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.